Let's make a disco axolotl. Look at these colours. Aren't they insane? Excuse the weird lighting. I don't want to shut the sun out because it seems a shame, but there we go. These are from Create and Bloom. And of course, this video is part of the Lotl Axolotls, if I've said that right, collaboration that goes out monthly. I don't always get, well, I think it's the first time I've had a chance to join in, but I really wanted to, and I've got the mould. Thank you, Resin, for sending it to me. And look at these. So we're having disco axolotl. Now, what I want to do is get a bit of glitter in some areas. So his feet and his spine are like glitter balls, and then we'll get some colours through this whole thing. So I just need to pick a glitter. Now I think that one is very disco ball, isn't it? So let's go for that one. Right, gloves time. So for this initial layer, I'm only going to need a little bit of resin, and it's going to cure really fast in here because it's really warm today. For this resin, it's gone really thin, look. It's Apex High Gloss, my usual go-to resin. And I'm just having second thoughts on the glitter. I'm wondering maybe something else. I don't know, something that's actually something with a colour in it. I know, let's go with Enchantress. What we're going to try and do is get it into the spiky bits. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? But what I'm going to need to do is let it thicken up a bit. I probably should have done this bit with UV resin or one of the fast cure thick resins. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Looks like a deep purpley sparkle. So if we then go in with our purple first, that should look nice, shouldn't it? But I just wanted it a bit disco ballish. Right, let's get into his gills. Now this will probably end up going everywhere. So I'm just going to leave that there for a moment while I get to wipe it up from the places I don't want it. And it will run out. I'm sure a bit of that will run out. So I'll wipe away any that does run out down into his spine, probably. Should we have a bit of glitter on his head as well, though? Actually, let's have a bit of glitter on his head. Why not? I quite like that. And then run it down his spine. There we are. Now, I obviously want to do some for his feet as well, but that'll be the last thing I do. I'm going with a more glitter idea now. Yeah, let's keep cleaning up where it is where I don't want it. I can always pick it off when it's dry anyway, because I'm going to let this pretty much dry. Well, it'll go kind of solid-ish. I don't necessarily need it to cure completely, just solidify a bit. And I think I'm going to go a little bit further, actually. I'm making this up as I go along as usual, as you can tell. And I've just found some glitter shards that might work rather well, so let's mix some of those in. And then we're going to do layers of these colours, but I'm not going to do them just lay flat. I thought we'd have it like at a jaunty angle. Oh, look at that. Might be too late to get that down into the other areas, but hey, we'll try. Here we go. So, it's wait for it to cure time. Just going to grab my Into Resin fish, because I think that would look great in him. He's becoming my favourite for my leftovers. I've still got some left. Hippie neck. Butterflies. Let's make lots of little butterflies. I really should start measuring, but I wasn't sure. Well, it tells you how much it needs. These moulds are great. It tells you how much they need on them there. That's resin ones, a lot of them do. But I wasn't going to fill it right up anyway, so it was a bit of guesswork. I'm going to let that, well, what can I say? 50% cure? Just wanted to solidify a bit and say, it's that warm in here today? That won't be long, so I'll see you shortly. Right, that's firmed up. I wouldn't want to try and demold it, but it's well and truly firmed. So what we're going to do is tip our little axolotl up. You'll have seen me do this sort of thing before, just to get, rather than straight flat layers, get a bit of an angle on it. We're going to put a little mould under there to keep it tipped up. And I'm going to go quite tipped on this one. I think I want him to look like he's going fast. Makes sense. Here we go. We've got our resin mixed up. Oops, let me move my camera a bit. There we are. Now, the question is, do I go in with a contrasting colour or with the purple? Because that'll go quite nice with that glitter. I'm thinking I might go contrasting, actually. So let's go with this. Look at that. It doesn't glow in the dark. It's just really bright neon. Great. It's called Flicker. Now, being a Create and Bloom pigment paste, as you can imagine, that is going to be very heavily pigmented. So we're not going to need much to make it really bright. Look, you can see how thick it is as well. It hasn't self-levelled. Look. See what I mean? So I'm only going to put that little bit, look, just a little dot on the end of my stick. And I'm going to wipe around the top of the pot because I don't want the lid to stick on. There we are. And then what's what we're going to do? This has only taken a couple of hours to get to that stage, so I will leave this layer the same, and then we'll do another colour. I will speed all the extra layers up because I do think that it's going to be the same thing over and over again. So now you can see if I mix this quite with just that little bit, because it's a pale but very bright colour, you get translucent. Now I kind of want it to be more solid than that, so I am going to put a bit more in after all. I haven't used these much yet, so this is very much learning curve. So let's go for like that, and wipe the pot again. See how bright it is on my cloth and my gloves. I'm running out of gloves. I'm going to have to switch to some black gloves that I've had for ages. I just need to order some more purple. I forgot I'd run out. This was the last box. So we're going to give it a really good mix in. Isn't that fantastic? Look at that. So it'll still be slightly translucent. I could put more. I could probably get away with more, but I'm not going to. I think that is a good mix of somewhere between opaque and translucent. So I'm just making sure I've got it mixed in really well. It does mix easily, this stuff. You know what the Create and Bloom colours are like. They're just awesome and they mix so well. Right, we're going to tip in this into his head. Then that's that colour done. Let that cure, or mostly cure. I do want quite defined lines, so I am going to let it mostly cure. As you can see, I've got this at quite an angle. What would it be? About 25 degrees, 30 degrees, certainly not 45 degrees anyway. Let me bring it down and I'll show you. There, that's the angle it's at. You see? 20 degrees? I don't know. It's quite a low angle anyway, but we should get these little head green, and then we'll do all the rest of the colours kind of in these layered stripes as well. Right, I'll see you in a couple of hours. Right, back again. We're onto the black gloves. Now, I'm going for a serious contrast. And as the area is getting bigger as I go up the layers, then we're going to end up with different size stripes, aren't we? Getting a bit Paul Smith, isn't it? Right, shall we go for the pink next? Oh, doesn't look as if I've got the top off this one properly yet. Goodness, look at that. And we found we did need a bit more of the colour in these, didn't we, than we do with the normal Create and Bloom pigments. I think that's just because of the nature of the crazy colour. So we've done the green and the pink. Let's put those over there. You don't get much brighter than that, do you? Look at that. It's just crazy colour. Because I am actually putting in the same amount of resin in the pot each time. Whether we'll get through all of these colours, I'm not entirely sure. But aren't they gorgeous? Of course, the last layer, it'll have to be poured flat anyway, won't it? So let's get our next layer in. I'm going to go slowly because I know Bubbles do get stuck under his chin. But then again, I've got it tipped up at this funky angle, haven't I? So maybe that won't happen so much. I'm thinking maybe for the next few layers we tip him the other way. Should we do that, do you think? Don't know. I'll think on that. I'm quite liking the layers going in the same direction, I think. But it is an option, isn't it? There we are. Right. Cure time again. Back soon. Okay, it's demold time. Let's see if I can do this without breaking any toes off. There are going to be some bits where the glitter has gone over that I need to tidy up. I'm sure there will be. Now, I think last time I tried this mould, it was easiest to get the tail out first. I think so, anyway. Looks like I managed to get a bubble line between the yellow and the orange, but never mind. Well, adds to the effect, doesn't it? We have a tail. This is looking very funky. Disco Axolotl. Here we come. Right, now, his little frilly gills. I know they're always a bit of a nuisance. Let's see if we can get his little hands out first. Oh, look. Disco Axolotl. Right, let's do his eyes. Sometimes I use metallic markers. This time I'm just going to go for acrylics. And we're just going to colour them in. Might need a couple of coats to get it a nice solid colour. And as you can see, this is very pale lemon. And we're just going to, I think one coat's enough. We'll let that dry thoroughly anyway. In the meantime, we're going to do his mouth, which is quite easy to do on this mould. Because the details are quite well recessed. It's actually quite easy to do. So I'm just going to pop a second coat on his little eyes and let that dry. Now there are quite handily two little dots in his eyes, which seem to be in the same position, both sides. Now I think that's intentional in the mould. So we're going to use those as a guide. There we are. And then finishing touch, of course, once that is dry, we're just going to put a dot of ultraviolet curing resin. And I've got my ultraviolet lamp at the ready. I can't find my big one, so I've just got a little clip on the side of the desk one. And we're going to put a dot of fast cure ultraviolet glue, just a tiny dot like that. I'll just make his eyes shine. So we're just going to cure that one off. So there you go. What do you think, everyone? Disco Axolotl. It's bright, isn't it? Huge thumbs up for the glitter and the neon colours from Create and Bloom, by the way. And also, of course, for the Axolotl mould. Thank you so much to Into Resin for sending me that as well. Take care, everyone. YouTube thinks you might like. Don't forget, this is part of the Lotl Axolotls playlist. Lots of very creative, talented artists join in with this once a month. I'll put you the link over here so you can easily go and see what everyone else has made. See you for the next one.